Hi, I hope that you and your family are well. Yes, I have good news to tell you. The federal government has last week released its key update for Jobkeeper 2.0. Start from 28th of September 2020, all business will need to reassess the eligibility for Jobkeeper 2.0. And our service and advice are very important to you in two key ways. First of all, we will assist you to claim the maximum amount that available. And two, we will give you the peace of mind that your JobKeeper application and declarations are correct to avoiding any ATO fines and penalties for incorrect declarations and lodgements. So all employers that want to claim the JobKeeper payments from 28th of September 2020 will need to reassess their eligibilities again, and you need to prove that your turnover has been reduced based on the actual figure. We need to do is to compare the actual GST turnover from July to September 2020 compared to July to September 2019. And if it's dropped by 30%, then you will be eligible for JobKeeper 2.0 Extension 1. And I'll just going to explain a little bit more. So basically, it breaks out into two parts. So there are two separate extension periods. And for each of the extension period, we need to do the test. So the first extension is from the 28th of September 2020 to the 3rd of January 2021. To be eligible to get the JobKeeper payment pay in this period, we will need to compare your actual GST turnover from July to September 2020, which is quarter 1 2020, to the July to September 2019. And if the GST turnover is dropped by 30%, then you will be eligible for it. And if you are eligible, then you will get paid for JobKeeper payment from the 28th of September 2020 to the 3rd of January 2021. We need to do the second test if you want to get paid from 4th of January 2021 to the 28th of March 2021, which I call extension 2, then for this to be eligible to get paid for this one, we have to compare your GST turnover from October to December 2020 compared to October to December 2019, and it has to drop by 30% again. And if the GST turnover is dropped by 30%, then you will be eligible for the second part, which is extension 2. So there's two tests that we need to do. All business wanting to receive the JobKeeper will need to reassess their eligibility. This time, it's a little bit different from the JobKeeper one. The rate has been dropped a bit, but not only that, they also have two tiers. There's tier 1 and tier 2, and how it works, it has how many hours per week for the last 4 weeks of the pay period that you work. Tier 1, it applies to the eligible employee who work 80 hours or more in the 4 weeks of pay period before either the 1st March 2020 or the 1st July 2020 in order to get tier 1 rate. And it's also applied to the eligible business participant as well, that who were actively engaged in the business. They have to be actively engaged in business for 80 hours or more in the February 2020. And then they have to provide a declarations to that effect. So if the eligible employee is work more than 80 hours in the 4 weeks of the pay period before either 1st March 2020 or July 2020, the rate that they are eligible to get is 1,200 per fortnight for the first part, which is for the extension 1. It runs from 28th of September 2020 to the 3rd of January 2021. And for the extension 2, if the eligible employee work more than 80 hours in the 4 weeks, then they will be eligible for tier 1 rate, which is $1,000 per fortnight. And this one is from 4th of January 2021 to the 28th of March 2021. But if they work less than 80 hours in the 4 weeks of the pay period before the 1st of March 2020 or the 1st of July 2020, then the rate will be the tier 2 rate, and the rate will be less. So they only get paid $750 per fortnight, and this one is from the 28th of September 2020 to the 3rd of January 2021. And for the extension 2, drops even more. They will only get $650 per fortnight from the 4th of January 2021 to the 28th of March 2021. And in the declaration form, the employers and the business will need to nominate the rate that they are claiming for each eligible employee. The eligible employee definition is still the same. It has not changed, except the eligibility date has changed. Now is if they work as at the 1st July 2020, then they can be eligible, and the eligible employee are the same, which is like they have to be currently employed and were employed by the employer at 1st July 2020, or they have to be full-time, part-time, or long-term casuals, or at least 18 years of age, or an Australian resident, and not in receipt of Jobkeeper payment from another employer. Eligible business participants still the same, which is applied to sole trader, partners in the partnership, or directors in the company, or a beneficiary of a trust. You can only nominate one person to be the eligible business participants. And what has not changed is basically if you are eligible for Jobkeeper number 1, like the original Jobkeeper, then there's no need to re-enroll, but we need to reassess, which is we need to do the test to make sure that you are still eligible for Jobkeeper 2.0. The Jobkeeper 2.0 has two periods, which is extension 1 and extension 2. And if you are eligible for Jobkeeper, you still employ the same employee, then there's no need for the employee to fill up that nomination form, unless if they are new employee that you employ at the 1st July, then you have to get them to fill the form. What is the value to you of Jobkeeper 2.0? So if you are eligible to receive the Jobkeeper 2.0 payments for all your eligible employee and also the business participants, then for example, for tier 1, right? If let's say if you have 10 employee and each of them get paid $1,200, and there's going to be 7 fortnight because it runs from 28th of September to the 3rd of January 2021. So for 7 fortnight times by 1,200 for 10 employee, the government will pay you $84,000 for that period if you are eligible. That means that your GST turnover has to be dropped by 30% for the quarter 1. For the extension 2, the rate drops down to $1,000 per fortnight. Let's say if you have 10 employee, fortnight payment is from the 4th of January 2021 to the 28th of March 2021. There's going to be 6 fortnightly, so that's going to be $60,000. So that's going to be a lot of wages subsidized from the government if you are eligible. Tier 2 employee, say for people that work less than 80 hours for the 4 weeks, then they're only eligible for $750. And let's say you have 10 of the employee, then you still can get quite good money there. Times by 7, still can get $52,500 for the first extension, which is 28th of September 2020 to the 3rd of January 2021. For the second period, which is extension 2, your eligible employee only get paid $650, and say if you have 10, then times by 6, that's still give you $39,000, which is a lot of money. Eligible business participant, that's for sole trader or partners in a partnership, or beneficiary of a trust, one beneficiary of a trust, or one director of a company. If they work more than 80 hours for the 4 weeks, then they can get paid $1,200 per fortnight, and times by the 7 fortnight, which is still can get $8,400 per one person. For the second extension, which is from 4th of January to 28th, it's $1,000. So altogether, 8,400 plus 6,000, that's still a lot of money. If the eligible business participant is not working full-time in the business, like they're not actively involved, then they can still get paid part-time, which is $750 per fortnight from the 28th of September to the 3rd of January 2021. For 7 fortnight, it still give them $5,250. For the second extension, they can get $650, which is from the 4th of January to the 28th of March 2021. And this one will give them 6 fortnight, which is $3,900. This is obviously a huge assistance to you during these difficult times. But what is your obligations and risks? Well, if you get a wrong claim, like if you claim it wrong, like let's say your turnover hasn't been dropped by 30%, but then you claim for Jobkeeper, then you will, when the ATO ordered you, then you will get the penalty, and also they will ask you to pay back the Jobkeeper payment plus the interest. So the key risk to you as the employer will include that you have to make sure that you get it right. If you make a mistake and you found that you are ineligible, then the ATO can demand the money back to ask you to repay all the amount back to them. Or if you have employee that ceased to be eligible but you're still claiming it, then you are running a risk that you're overclaiming, then the ATO can get back that money from you, plus the penalty, plus the interest. The ATO also require you to keep all your records in relation to your Jobkeeper claim for 5 years. What is our work plan to assist you? We can assist you with the employer eligibility assessment for both of the period, which is extension 1 and extension 2. When we do the employer eligibility assessment, we will keep the working paper of how we work it out, how your turnover has been dropped, and for the both of the quarter. But we have to do quarter by quarter because things can change. So for this engagement that I want you to consider is we are going to help you with extension 1 first, because this is urgent, and we can compare the quarter 1 best now which is from July, August, September 2020 compared to July, August, September 2019. And this is where we can assist you, and we can also help you to work it out, your payment rate assessment as well, to work it out like which tier for your eligible employee. Is it tier 1 or tier 2? And we need to get that right. And we have to notify the ATO that which tier that you're claiming. So for this Jobkeeper 2.0, it's a little bit complicated than the Jobkeeper 1. Also assist you with the ongoing work, which is filling up that. It's a monthly Jobkeeper declaration report. This one is due by the 7th of each month. And what we can help you with the ongoing work is like during each Jobkeeper extension, we will make sure that your eligible employee are paid the right rate according to the tier. And also we will ensure your payroll software is correctly set up to record the Jobkeeper top-up payment if needed. When we're launching the monthly Jobkeeper declaration report, we will using the ATO online service, and we will report to the ATO on your behalf using the monthly Jobkeeper declaration report, and to reconfirm that your report eligible employees have not changed. And also we will input the required ATO declaration items, and we will notify if any eligible employee have changed or left your employment. As you can see, we have very short term to do this, and all the clients are wanting the work to be done as soon as possible to receive the Jobkeeper payment. So we are doing our work on a first pay, first done basis. Below this video, you will see that we also enclose our engagement letter. What I like you to do, the next step is like, if you would like us to apply for you to continue receiving your Jobkeeper payment, and also to help you to test whether you are still eligible for Jobkeeper 2.0 for extension 1, which is from 28th of September 2020 to the 3rd of January 2021, which is starting soon. It's starting on the 1st of October 2020. So we have very little time here. If you would like us to assist you, then what I need you to do is like below this video, you will see the button next. So you need to click next, and then you will go to the next page, and then you will see the fee that we're charging. And if you agree with the engagement, all you have to do is just fill up your detail and then just click accept, and then as soon as we receive your acceptance of your engagement, we will proceed with the Jobkeeper extension 1 for you, so then you can get the money, continue getting your money. Please go ahead and do that now, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.